The following portion of Fox 43 AM Live is sponsored by Electrical Specialists.
In our latest edition of Ask Your Local Electrician, Brandon Hogan with Electrical Specialists is joining us along with Steve Burnett to wrap up their latest series looking at whole house generators. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Very well. Actually, you know what? Let me try this again. What's popping, guys?
Well, what's popping with generators? Yeah,
yes,
for sure.
So we've been covering the whole house generators for a couple of weeks now, and I'm very excited to talk to you guys more now about it. I want to start out. Who should be looking for a whole house generator now? What's the customer mindset for thinking I need this kind of power for my house?
That's a good question. And like a little recap, we talked about brand sizing, installation, location, kind of got all that set out. Today we got Steve Burnett. He's our local residential generator guy here with Electrical Specialists. So I guess, Steve, what would you have to say for that?
I'd say one of the first reasons would be safety. You have security alarms. A lot of people have security alarms. You have fire alarms that you want to work in the event of a power outage. Garage doors. A lot of people don't carry house keys with them, surprisingly enough. And if it wasn't for their garage door openers working, they wouldn't be able to get into their homes at all. So that's always a good reason. Another one would be convenience. You got deep freezes. You don't want stuff to spoil. You want your sump pump to work. If you are not at home, you don't want your basement flooding. That's a big old loss. When you're traveling, you want all those things to work. You don't want your food to spoil when you're gone. You don't want to come home to that big old mess. You want the convenience of no setup. You don't have to turn anything on at all. You don't have to go set anything up. You don't have to plug anything in, pull start, fill it with fuel, none of that. You just want it to work. Another reason would be health, medical equipment. A lot of people these days, they live in a situation where they have medical equipment that they rely on. You need that stuff to work, and a lot of that equipment has battery backups, but even those will fail if you're have an outage for very long. Another one, it increases your home value. A lot of people work from home. They need these items, or they need to be able to continue working, especially when we have a significant outage. And my favorite one, bragging rights.
Of course, bragging rights.
When you're sitting there and you're all the block is out, there's no lights on anywhere.
I'm so cool.
You got your lights on, you're outside, you got the stereo playing, everybody's hanging out, it's all good. You're still cooking. Yeah, you got cold beer still. It's important.
So yeah, it really is kind of like a peace of mind type of thing.
Absolutely.
And should we be looking at whole house generators as like this backup idea where, you know, the power goes out, hey, we're still functioning? Or can people look at it as like, this is our main source of power? How does that, work within the situation?
Well, you certainly wouldn't want to rely on a generator as your main source of power. It's going to use quite a bit of fuel. It's going to be quite costly compared to what you're going to get from your local electrical company. So you wouldn't necessarily want to do that, but it's more of a peace of mind and taking care of you in those limited times when we do have outages. Here in Kansas, we have ice storms, we have tree damage, we have storms all the time. I love a good storm, but when those storms do happen, they can cause some issues.
Of course, yeah. We've had power outages, not too long ago. People out for a couple of days. Having a whole house generator definitely, keyed in on that one.
Have you got an electric car yet, Dane?
Not yet. No.
Well, when we get one. How are you going to power the thing?
That's good. Especially hopefully I can just plug it into my house.
Seriously, I mean, even when the power goes out, Walmart's going to be out too. The local plugs are going to be out. So eventually when we are driving electric cars, this is going to be something that everybody's going to need down the road anyway.
Okay.
So kind of a forecast thing.
And so, yeah, so as like the peace of mind, kind of backup power, like you said, the freezers, medical equipment, stuff like that. How long would it last? What kind of power is the generators and be able to offer these kind of houses?
Well, today's generators, and it does depend on what size generator that you purchase. Today's generators can pretty much run your home in a situation where you don't miss a beat at all. You can cook Thanksgiving dinner, do your laundry, dry your clothes, keep all the lights on, watch the game. You can do everything.
Wonderful.
As if nothing ever happened.
Okay, I know in the back of my head, like, I'm on generator. I can't turn this on right now. Like, oh, go ahead. It's whole house generator. Let's go.
Yeah.
The bragging rights again.
Yes,
the bragging rights. No,
I think I'll cook a turkey now.
Yeah.
And one of our viewers is out there kind of thinking, you know what, I want a whole house generator. They can contact you. What's this process look like to possibly, get one installed in their house?
Well, they can absolutely contact us. They can contact. There's multiple other electrical companies here in town that do offer them, but they can contact us. They can get online. They can contact Generac online, or one of the Kohlers or one of the other brands. And a lot of times they can fill out information online, and they will put us in contact with them. Once they've done that, we're happy to come out and make a visit. It's a long process. It can be a long process.
It's a multi-step process.
Absolutely.
For sure.
It takes quite a few days of prep to get ready, but overall the installation is done in a single day.
Wow, okay. Yeah, because I remember, Brandon, you were talking, I think last week or so, kind of, make sure everything's, properly placed around the house.
Takes a lot of setup, you got to get with your local code enforcement. You got to get with, a lot of times your utilities aren't where they need to be.
Exactly.
So now we need to get estimates on, are we moving the gas? Are we moving the electric to where it needs to go? It's usually from first contact to installation. Typically, it could be a month. Yeah. There's that much stuff to go through. There's so many packages to offer. There's so many places it could go and it can't go. And to make sure you're getting value for it, you don't want to be in a hurry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. Do it. If you want a whole house generator, do it before an emergency pops up. Do it before you lose power.
Your yard is getting dug up. There's going to be some eggs broken in the omelet. It's definitely an invasive process, but well worth it if it's something you need.
It sounds like definitely well worth it for that. Again, that peace of mind to know that we're going to have power no matter what in case an emergency happens. The way weather's been going the past couple of years, every house probably have a whole house generator at this point. You never know. And the electric cars, our lives, we're going to need power constantly in the future coming up here. So it's great that you guys are able to help, get us going every day out there. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. It's been such a pleasure chatting with you guys. I might have to invest in my own house.
Hey, don't forget, I'm suggesting the T-Rail and Dane podcast. I think you guys are so good together that we need to get this going. So
we'll talk.
Let us know what you guys think and see if we can get this rolling here.
Will do. All right, Brandon, Steve, thank you guys so much for joining us this morning. And everyone, if you want to learn more about electrical specialists, you can visit electricalspecialist.pro.
The preceding portion of Fox 43 AM Live was sponsored by Electrical Specialists.